I worked a 12-hour shift. I didn't want to drive all the way home to Romeoville, where all my stuff was, because I had moved it back in with my mom. Soda.
What a cat did.
Can't hear you.
Welcome to Beer and Fear. Welcome to Beer and Fear. This is the 81st episode. My name is Paige.
My name is Zach. I'm tired.
Yeah, I'm sleepy too, and I'm kind of hungry for tacos. So
Tacos?
I don't know why. It's like that sounds good.
Ale might be able to make tacos.
I love a taco. This episode's on the toxic lady.
Who I never heard of.
You've never heard of a lot of the stuff that I brought up.
Weird name for a lady.
That's her first and last name. Toxic lady. No middle name.
Mrs. Lady.
Mrs. Lady.
All right. I'm into it. I think I'm convinced that the beer you picked out is just going to be poison again, just like our poison episode. You almost got me that one. But now I know. It was actually, how was the last few days? Because we... oh,
yeah, we recorded on Saturday.
Yeah, we recorded not too long ago. I worked Easter. Easter was fun. I went over to my dad's, and there were 8 people there. And they hadn't...
8 people?
Yeah, they hadn't entertained that many people in a long time, apparently.
A lot of people.
But we had lasagna. My dad made lasagna, and we had salads.
Salad.
And these little brownie desserts, which were really good. Dessert? And we played a game called...
Pin the tail on the donkey.
Farkle.
Farkle. Why does that sound familiar?
Farkle. It's a dice game.
It sounds very familiar.
You roll 6 dice, and then if you have 1 or a 5, you get to keep the 1s and 5s, and then you roll the rest. And you're trying to get all 6 dice to be 1s or 5s.
I promise you I have heard of this.
And then you take that points, then you can roll the 6 again. Or you can get like 3 of a kind, 4 of a kind, 3 pairs, whatever.
We need to start playing Yahtzee again.
Yeah, Yahtzee was fun. But then if you roll and your rolls if you don't get a 1 or a 5 on your roll, then you farkle and you lose all your points.
Farkle.
And yeah, you say,
and everyone says, farkle.
Actually, everyone at the table has to say it in unison. It's 3, 2, 1, farkle, and then you go to the next person.
Yeah, farkle. Mm-hmm. There's a bug in here.
Oh, dang it. Because sort of will get it. So Easter was fun. Oh, Ale and her sister, who's visiting, they don't do Easter. So yesterday it was their very first Easter. So I stopped at Jewel after work one morning.
Did you get them Easter baskets?
I got them 2 little stuffed animal Easter bunnies, which are adorable. And her sister was sleeping here on the couch, and Ale was sleeping. So I had to go around and I got eggs and I filled them.
Did you hide eggs?
I hid eggs around the apartment while they were sleeping. I was really afraid to wake them up. And I put the 2 little stuffed animals here, and then we got Peeps, because they had never had Peeps before. Her sister really likes Peeps.
I think they're disgusting.
I think they're disgusting.
They're disgusting.
Yeah, they're gross. Yeah, they're not great. But, yeah, it was a lot of fun. I felt like a dad watching their kids walk around the house looking for eggs. But it was a lot of fun.
There's a lot of life-changing things that have happened in the past, few months, so I need you to pump the brakes on that one.
No, you're not wrong.
Okay, before we go into cargo shorts and New Balances, I'm gonna need you to...
I already got my New Balances. I just need some new cargos.
Pump the brakes.
Dad tees. What kind of cars do dads drive?
My dad drives an Infiniti.
Yeah, but your dad's fancy.
Not sure. He did just trade in his Tesla.
Well, like a Chevy? Like a Chevy van or Ford?
I don't know. Most of the male influence I've had on my life, it's usually fancy cars.
Yeah, that's going to be me. I'll be a fancy dad.
Fancy dad. Can't fit the kid's car seat in the back seat of my Miata.
Sorry, son, can't drive you to school? Your dad's
You get it. Dad has a reputation to keep up.
too stylish. Can't be
Sorry,
seen.
champ.
Can't be seen driving around with a kid.
Sport
Pal. How was your Easter?
It was nice. We played a bunch of card games, and we do like Thanksgiving, but on Easter, basically, as far as like how we cook. So turkey, ham, stuffing, stuff like that.
Like what's the traditional Easter food? Like
the body of Christ.
You eat.
May he be with you. He is
drink
risen.
his blood.
He is arisen.
Drink the blood of Christ. I don't know. Yeah, it's just everyone just kind of cooks stuff, but that makes sense. Like ham.
Yeah. The turkey was
good shit. Who all was there? Your mom, your dad, you,
mom, dad, sister, grandpa.
Nice.
And then sister's girlfriend.
Nice. Sounds like fun.
It was nice.
Sounds like a grand old time.
The food was so good. I have leftovers at home.
Hell yeah.
Anyways.
Good shit. This is your episode.
Oh no.
After I did 2 in a row.
I was looking at a text message.
Glad for you to finally have it turn because I'm tired.
Our beer is from Energy City Brewing. They're located at 917 First Street in Batavia, Illinois.
Yep, yes, they are.
And I'm not going to do it. They're about me section.
Isn't it a video?
It's a video.
I'm excited, though, because, we were talking about trying more beers with them, and I'm glad you're following through.
Stay committed.
Mm-hmm.
Our beer is called Bistro Pink Ambrosia.
Another Bistro by Energy City.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
How much you want to bet it's going to be just insanely good?
Our first grapefruit fruited beer.
Oh, hell yeah.
This divine brew is a heavily fruited Berliner Weisse with pink guava, pink grapefruit, coconut, and marshmallows.
I'm excited. That sounds incredible.
6.5% ABV.
So we're going to get wasted.
I couldn't find it on Beer Advocate.
Oh, no page?
I didn't see it. But also, they have so many bistro ones, it's kind of, you get lost.
And they're coming out
Your
with new
eyes
shit all the
cross.
time. Yeah.
It does have an Untapped, and it's got an average rating of 4.3.
Out of 5?
Yeah, out of 5.
Okay.
So, pretty solid ratings.
Yeah. I'm pulling up the beer list so we can add this, but, what was I going to say? Oh, you think we can just do the next 20 episodes of just Energy City Bistro beers?
Yeah, I'm in. Like, honestly, there was another one I saw that I was going to get, but this one sounded more interesting.
Now, did you get it at Benny's again?
Yeah. But I specifically was looking for Energy City Brewing. This other one I stumbled upon, and then I was just like, how can I not get this? How can I not get this?
I also stumbled upon a beer that we should try as a bonus, too. I'm glad we got some bonus beers queued up. Want me to get it? Yeah. All right. Let's try it.
Get it.
It's pink.
It is pink.
Oh, we got to invert and swirl again.
Yep. Bright and lively taste. Best kept cold, served fresh, contains real fruit.
Government warning, according to the Surgeon General.
Stop. Is that just going to be the thing we do every episode now? Okay, so what am I doing? Full and consistent flavor.
So, invert.
Okay.
And swirl. And then back over. Hopefully it won't explode. Some nice swirlage. Ooh, it goes. Whoa!
I'm behind. I'm catching up.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, whoa.
It attacks your nose with grapefruit.
That is just... I think smell like sweaty armpits. Whoops.
Oh, yeah.
Do you smell it too?
Like
I'm not crazy.
You're at the gym for a little too long.
I'm not crazy, right?
No, but it's a little sweeter smelling.
Yeah.
It's like that mixed with fruit.
Sweetie armpits.
Sweetie. Oh, gosh.
And it's thick.
It's thick and pink.
Looks like I'm drinking tomato juice. What is this, a clamato?
It's thick and pink.
Me too.
Like the the Energizer Bunny's dick.
Oh!
Yeah.
Zachary. It's so carbonated. Oh my gosh, I want to drink it just because it's pink. But you know it's going to taste a little like grapefruit juice.
It's going to taste a lot like grapefruit juice.
Did the picture turn out the bathe?
Life is dynamite. Did the what?
Did the picture turn out the bathe?
It was okay. I bent the little black backdrop thing the wrong way, so there's like a crease in it.
You're embarrassing.
I know. When are we getting those interns?
Never.
To help us with the beer and the pictures. Oh yeah, put her to work. You know, that's a great idea. I'll talk to them about it. It smells like sugar and grapefruit.
Yeah. Sweetie armpits.
Fermented sugar and grapefruit.
Sweetie armpits. All right.
Coconut marshmallow and guava.
Where's the marshmallow? I just smell sweat.
It does smell sweetie.
Little sweetie. Why?
Whoa!
Without the grapefruit, let me tell you right now, I would be just.
It's weird because I'm not getting as much grapefruit in the taste. I got it a lot in the nose, but I mean the marshmallow, it's
Why is this so...
It's weird.
What is the texture?
It's weird.
What is the texture?
Yeah, it's a smoothie. It's like I'm drinking a smoothie.
It's like a smoothie.
Yeah, it is. It's in the name.
This is good.
It is good. I wasn't expecting anything less from Energy City, though.
Yeah, that's
their bistro beers.
That's real fair.
Yeah, I knew what I was going into.
Oh my goodness, I am into this.
I get the grapefruit actually towards the end. It's like a sort of, you know.
I know, but
it's tart.
That initial taste, just so good.
Sweetness of the guava, the coconut is interesting, and then the marshmallows. I can taste them all.
This is just, even the color, it's just so appealing. Did we discuss our top ones and our low ones?
Yeah, the last episode. Yeah, it was Bistro smoothie. The Bistro beer got number 1.
I have a feeling this one's gonna get moved again, but I might just keep picking Energy City.
I think
I might just keep bringing them back.
You pick Energy City, and I'm gonna pick other beers, and that'll be the rest of these.
Well, I was eyeballing Saint Laurent, but all they have is India Pale Ales, and I'm just like,
Worth a try.
I'm not feeling that right now.
Worth a try.
What was the consensus?
They said it smells like there's a guava drink in Mexico. Mm-hmm. They said it tastes like that, but I had to tell them what was in it. Her sister said she liked it, but she doesn't like it because I don't think she's a big fan of sour beers, but they really liked it. They both thought it was really good, really cool. It's a pink beer, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, what's not to like about it? It's so sweet and fruity. Well, much like many other episodes, I came entirely unprepared. You did say that this was a smaller case, a smaller, more niche topic, which I like that you do. I had never heard of the Toxic Lady, and there is a small little Wikipedia section about her. I'm not going to go into too much of, like, I don't know where you start with your stuff, like...
Go on.
But I'm just going to give a background. My section's going to be pretty small, on the smaller side, but I found something to read. It's from a website called Unresolved, and it talks about a lot of similar things, a lot of crazy cases. So the Toxic Lady, her name was Gloria Ramirez. She was born on January 11th, 1963, in the region of Riverside, California, where she would live for most of her life. Upon reaching adulthood, Gloria married and had 2 children, a daughter named Evelyn and a son named Angel Jr. Angel Jr. Angel. Eventually, her marriage came to an end, and she and her husband divorced. Gloria continued to live in Riverside along with her 2 children and a boyfriend. At the tail end of 1993, just weeks before her 31st birthday, Gloria was diagnosed with cervical cancer. 6 weeks later, in February, she would learn that the cancer was advanced, meaning it had begun spreading into other parts of her body. Thankfully, it was not believed to be fatal, but Gloria was unemployed at the time, and she did not have health insurance, meaning that her fight against cancer would be an uphill battle. Gloria's sister would later state that she believed Gloria had started chemotherapy, but it wasn't public knowledge. Gloria often kept her issues to herself, and for several weeks she silently struggled through her frightening diagnosis and the roadblocks it presented. That is, until one night in February of 1994. I was minus 8 months years old. I was negative 8 months. On February 19th, 1994, at around 8:15 p.m., Johnny Estrada called 911. I believe Johnny is her boyfriend. Yeah, Johnny, who is Gloria's boyfriend, told emergency dispatchers that Gloria had been struggling with nausea and vomiting throughout the day. Whatever was wrong with her seemed to be escalating, and Johnny requested an ambulance to take Gloria to the hospital. The ambulance arrived, and paramedics transported Gloria to the nearby Riverside General Hospital. On the ride, she seemed to be suffering through some confusion and/or delusion, and paramedics noted an elevated heart rate and some abnormal breathing. However, despite these scary symptoms, nothing seemed out of the ordinary as of yet. Gloria arrived at Riverside General and was immediately taken back to a room for emergency treatment. The staff began trying to sedate Gloria using diazepam, midazolam, and lorazepam in a rather quick succession. Gloria responded poorly to the sedatives, and it was at this point that things began to happen very quickly. Her situation worsened. It appeared to hospital staff she was now going into shock. The staff attempted to defibrillate Gloria's heart, but it seemed to have no effect. Immediately after this defib attempt, some of the hospital staff members began to notice a couple medical anomalies. Her skin began to look like it was covered in an oily substance, described as an oily film by some in the room, which was most definitely not sweat. Other staff members recalled an odd odor emanating from Gloria's open mouth, which was described as both garlic-like as well as fruity. Now, is it, when you have, what is that? It's like a diabetic thing. If you have a low blood sugar, I think your breath is supposed to smell sweet? Sweet or garlicky?
Couldn't tell you.
So she was taken to the hospital, and they tried to defib her. It doesn't say if she died. I don't know if she
died.
Okay, well, I didn't read into the story. I don't know what happens. I wanted to hear it from you. Yeah. Oily film, breath smelled weird. They tried to defib her. I don't know if she died yet. You tell me where she died.
Where'd she die?
February 1994. Tell me, Paige, what happened to Gloria Ramirez?
She died. That's the end.
Oh, shit. God damn it.
I think, unless you want to keep going, I can probably...
This is, like I said, it's going to be primarily your section, because you talk...
It's not going to be that long.
I want to know why she's called the toxic lady. I want to know, like, what...
Oh, you don't know anything about it? Oh.
No, I didn't want to read anything.
Oh, okay. I thought you knew more.
I want to know what happened to her at the hospital, and, like, why this is so notable, why this is like a notable case, and what happened. I know that something happened to other people after she died. I want to know that.
I'll take off where you left off with the woman taking her blood.
Yeah, do it.
Because that's when, I guess, the chain of events happens.
Do it.
Shortly after after she was admitted to the hospital, a nurse drew blood from Mrs. Ramirez. And those in the emergency room began experiencing odd symptoms themselves. The nurse who drew the blood collapsed near the door of the ER and said she felt a burning sensation in her face. A medical resident also collapsed and experienced shakiness and shortness of breath. Other medical professionals attending to Ramirez experienced similar symptoms. A respiratory therapist fainted and lost control of her limbs. Several other staff members began getting sick as well, and an internal emergency was declared at the hospital. All emergency room patients were quickly evacuated to prevent the illness from spreading further. I will say that this case is technically considered unsolved as to what happened.
Unresolved.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that on the Wikipedia article, and I saw that there was quite a bit of information there, but again, I didn't want to cover too much of what I knew you were going to cover. So many questions already.
Oh, they noticed an ammonia-like smell coming from the tube where they went to draw her blood.
Ooh.
Yeah. The nurse who drew blood, Susan Kane, passed the syringe to Julie Gorczynski, I'm guessing, a medical resident, who noticed manila-colored particles floating in the blood. At this point, Susan Kane fainted and was removed from the room. Shortly thereafter, Gorczynski began to feel nauseated, complaining that she was lightheaded. She left the trauma room and sat at a nurse's desk. A staff member asked her if she was okay, but before she could respond, she also fainted. Maureen Welch, the respiratory therapist who was assisting in the trauma room, was the third to pass out. The staff was then ordered to evacuate all emergency department patients to the parking lot outside the hospital. Overall, 23 people became ill and 5 were hospitalized. A skeleton crew stayed behind to stabilize Ramirez. At 8:50 p.m., after about 45 minutes of CPR and defibrillation, Ramirez was pronounced dead from kidney failure related to her cancer. So she did die.
See, that makes me think like it's some sort of diabetic thing with the smell of her breath and kidney failure.
Well, the county health department was called in. Called in California's Department of Health and Human Services. Mm-hmm. They put 2 scientists, Dr. Ana Maria Osorio and Kirsten Waller, on the case. They interviewed 34 hospital staff who had been working in the emergency department on February 19th. Using a standardized questionnaire, Osorio and Waller found that the people who had developed severe symptoms, such as loss of consciousness, shortness of breath, and muscle spasms, tended to have certain things in common. People who had worked within 2 feet of Ramirez and had handled her intravenous lines had been at high risk, but other factors that correlated with severe symptoms did not appear to match a scenario in which fumes had been released. The survey found that those afflicted tended to be women rather than men, and they all had normal blood tests after the exposure. They believed the hospital workers suffered from mass hysteria.
What?
Yeah. Gorczynski denied that she had been affected by mass hysteria and pointed to her own medical history as evidence. After the exposure, she spent 2 weeks in the intensive care unit with breathing problems. She developed hepatitis and avascular necrosis in her knees. Riverside Coroner's Office contacted Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory, say that 5 times fast, to investigate the incident. Livermore Labs postulated that Ramirez had been using dimethyl sulfoxide, a solvent used as a powerful degreaser as a home remedy for pain.
Oh my God.
Users of this substance report that it has a garlic-like taste. Sold in gel form at hardware stores, it could also explain the greasy appearance of Ramirez's body. The Livermore scientists theorized that the Dmso in Ramirez's symptoms might have built up owing to urinary blockages caused by her kidney failure. Oxygen administered by the paramedics would have combined with the Dmso to perform dimethyl sulfone. And Dmso2 is known to crystallize at room temperature, and crystals were observed in some of Ramirez's drawn blood.
Yeah.
Electric shocks administered during emergency defibrillation could have converted the Dmso2 into dimethyl sulfate, which is Dmso4, the highly toxic dimethyl ester of sulfuric acid. Whoa. Exposure to which could have caused some of the reported symptoms of the emergency department staff. The Livermore scientists postulated on the New Detectives that the change in temperature of the blood drawn from 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit to 64 degrees Fahrenheit of the emergency room department room may have contributed to its conversion from Dmso2 into Dmso4. This, however, has never been confirmed.
I mean, the science is sound.
Says the scientist.
Says the scientist, the beer and fear scientist. That makes sense if she was using like a home remedy to cure her ailments.
Yeah.
And then all of those, because the people didn't have those, the nursing staff didn't have those reactions until after they started defibrillating.
Yeah.
Right? Wow. I'm reading about Dmso.
A couple people had lasting effects from their exposure to Ramirez's body. Nurse Sally Bolderis had to be hospitalized for 10 days due to sleep apnea. Julie remained hospitalized for 2 weeks with hepatitis, pancreatitis, and a condition that causes bone tissue decrease. That was the necrosis. Mm-hmm. She was restricted to crutches for months in the aftermath of it.
Jeez.
When they conducted the autopsy on her body, they wore moon suits. Because of the fear of being poisoned themselves.
Like the ones that you can jump around on and it's like you're on a trampoline? Like the springs in your shoes?
Oh.
That little kids get?
You're funny.
Yeah. I try.
What a funny boy. How far are we in?
I don't know. It's okay if it's a shorter episode.
Yeah, I don't want to do it anymore.
I'm reading about Dmso, and it says it is marketed as an alternative medicine.
So strange.
But the use of Dmso as an alternative treatment for cancer is of particular concern, as it's been shown to interfere with a variety of chemotherapy drugs. Most sources agree that its history of side effects when tested warrants caution when using it as a dietary supplement. Yeah, the taste is it's like a garlic taste. That makes a lot of sense to me. If they were able to affirm that Gloria was using Dmso as her home remedy treatment, all of those side effects that she had make sense. And then it converting chemically to those other compounds and things like that, and how it affected the staff in the room, I feel like that's a pretty solid case they got. But it's still technically unsolved. It's likely to blame for the toxic fumes that took her life. Oh, yeah. When I was reading the Wikipedia article, it did say something about methylamine. It says, some have postulated that Gloria might have been exposed to methylamine, which, if you've ever watched Breaking Bad, you know as a vital ingredient in the creation of methamphetamine. But that theory seems to rely on an even more ridiculous series of events that has already been noted. Wow.
That's a toxic lady. What'd you think of the beer?
I'm just pulled in, you know? Because again, I didn't do any research. I didn't do my own research at that. But like reading all this stuff, it's like your mind goes so many places. Like, what the fuck happened? Is there a BuzzFeed Unsolved video of this?
Couldn't tell you.
The beer is delicious. I taste all the things that it says in the can. The grapefruit is definitely there in the smell. And oddly enough, I smell the marshmallow as well.
Yeah, me too.
But at the end, like the finish of the beer too, it's very grapefruity, but it's also very sweet. Coconutty is a perfect combination with it. Everything works really well. And it's just the thickest, it's like got the mouthfeel of a stout.
Yeah.
If not more. Another great pick by Energy City. Good job. Yeah, good job.
I do good work. What can I say? Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff. I will say, if they had picked a different fruit and continued with the ambrosia, like with the marshmallow, the coconut, I would have liked it more, because grapefruit has this bitterness to it, and I guess that's to offset how sweet it is.
Yeah.
But
it's interesting.
Because like with the pink guava, if you had just done like a different fruit with that, I would have been like...
Maybe like orange. Yeah.
Tossing it back. So good. But again, I think the bitterness was probably to offset how sweet it is.
Yeah, it's a combination that strangely works, but just like you, I'm not the biggest fan of grapefruit. I'm not
a huge grapefruit fan.
I like it.
The first time I drank...
But...
No, grapefruit for me, the first time I drank it, it was like I was regurgitating stomach acid, but willfully choosing to drink it.
Yeah, it's
not good.
It's weird. It's not my favorite.
It's like, oh, delicious. It's juice. It must be great. Pour a big old glass, take a sip. Disgusting.
I guess it works in this beer, but I agree. I mean, they've got plenty of other bistro beers, which I'm sure are fantastic, and I'd be down to try more. Hey, Energy City. I'm sorry, not Energy City. Saint Laurent. Let's give it a shot. Even if it's an IPA or something we've had before, I'd be down to try them again. I'll keep an eye out next time I'm at Benny's. Which, by the way, It's funny going there now and walking down the beer aisle and seeing more and more and more beers that it's like, oh, I've tried that. Oh,
Yeah,
I've had
me
a beer
too.
from there. It's pretty great. That's what I like about doing what we're doing. Our website's beerandfearcast.com. You can listen to all of our podcast episodes on there. Just click on the episodes button at the top of the page or in the sidebar. Every episode comes out Wednesday at noon unless I'm lazy, in which case it will come out whenever I release it. But Wednesdays at noon, we try to keep it consistent, 12 p.m. Central Time. You can also check out our episodes on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. If you listen to podcasts and we're not on there, let us know. You can shoot us an email at beerandfearcast@gmail.com if you want to reach out. I really want to do something with those flights.
Someday.
I was too hopeful, too
You were.
wishful at the beginning.
You were.
We'll do something with them. We'll do some special episodes.
I
But
told you the thing we got to do. We just use
Pick
that
the
to
top.
pick the top one from like the whatever.
we'll have
menu.
a few.
We
of
could do
those.
like a bracket.
Yeah, we'll have a few. Oh,
We
to
could do
find
like,
the best
yeah,
beer.
Yeah, like a beer bracket, like March Madness.
Do you know how many beers we'd have to buy? How much beer we'd have to buy?
Oh, and that sucks too because some of them are
Some of them are
not
bad,
made anymore.
and some of them, aren't made
But I said
anymore.
we'd be good ones, so it wouldn't be bad. It'd be good ones because they'd be in the number one
Oh,
spot.
the number one spot.
We'd be
Okay,
doing the number
okay.
ones.
Yeah, just the number one beers. Okay.
So like
All right.
episode 1 through 10, the number one beer from that episode.
Candy Crushable.
Yeah. So just that. And they still sell Candy Crushable.
Well, your number one was Candy Crushable. Mine was Bad Squatch. So we'd get both of them?
Yeah, maybe. Like, and just compare the two and figure out which one was the best from that series based off of what we're picking.
I'd be down. That
Yeah.
sounds like a great idea.
I have great ideas.
I do.
We did.